Hey, what's going on guys? Deyan here, and today I've got a tutorial for you guys on creating logos. So basically, I'll be showing you some tips and tricks when creating logos, and showing you the tools that I use when creating logos. So right now I have this text open, I believe it's called 7th Service Extra Bold. I'd really recommend it when creating logos, and when I'm creating logos, what I like to do is kind of fill in empty spaces by making other parts of letters go into them. So what I'll be showing you is how to simply do this and how to make your text or logo look nice. So firstly, if you notice, the space in between the Y is pretty big, and when you immediately look at the text, you can kind of notice it. So I'm going to show you a quick way of how to make the E and the Y look more together. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, rasterize the type so it's more editable. And I'm going to grab the rectangular marquee tool, go around the Y, and click Layer via Cut. And what this does is makes the Y on a separate layer and makes the E on a separate layer. So now I'm going to drag my guides down like so. And I'm going to grab the rectangular marquee tool and drag a rectangle like that and create a new layer on top of both of them and just fill it in with a black. And I made it a bit too big, so I'm just going to quickly delete this top part like so. So now we have those two parts connected, but as you can see, it's really hard to tell that that's a Y. So what I'm going to do is control and click on the Y layer, and this makes selection on the Y, and I'm going to click select, modify, and expand. And I'm going to expand by 3 or 5 pixels. I'm going to choose 3 for now. And what this does is just expands the selection by 3 pixels, or however many you choose it for. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to select the rectangle tool, the rectangle layer, and click delete. And what this does is just makes the E layer look like it's waving through the Y. And obviously we can easily do it for the bottom part right along here, just same technique. But just for the sake of time, I'm just going to leave that part out. And yeah, so now I'm going to move on to this part, or when you're encountering like a round object and you want to make it more, I guess, more like they're together. So what I'm going to do is rasterize the type again and make them both separate layers, and a layer via cut. So now they're both separate layers, and what I'm going to do is going to grab the E and drag it a bit closer to the D. And I'm going to do the same technique now. Just drag my guides, use a rectangular marquee tool, and just create a box like so, so we can fill in this white part right along here. Create a new layer and just fill it in with black. And once again, I made it a bit too big, so I'm just going to quickly cut this part out like so. And now I'm going to do the same thing, but for the two bottom part of the E. Grab my elliptical rectangle marquee tool and fill in this white part along here. And make sure you're on a new layer. So I accidentally did on the E layer, so I'm just gonna make a new layer and fill in like that. So now that we have this, I'm gonna drag the E a bit closer, like so, and I'm gonna clear the guides just so it's more visible. So now you can see, once again, they're together, but it's kind of hard to tell which one's the E and the E. So I'm going to grab these two layers, the two box layers, right along here. And I'm going to merge these two layers again, or merge these two layers just by right-clicking, merge layers. So now there's just one layer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the D, Control D, or Control and click on the D, sorry, and select, modify, and expand. And once again, it's going to expand by 3 pixels, and I'm going to click delete on the rectangles and on the E layer. So you have something like that. And as you can see, you get a pretty accurate shape cutting into the E. So instead of pen tooling around the D and making a selection, you can just easily control click and just go up on the select tab. And now I'm going to move on to more of a unique way of creating logos, and that's just by using the pen tool. But basically, with the pen tool, what I use mostly for the pen tool is just to create sharp edges. And you'll see right now how I can integrate the Y and A to make it look a lot better and cooler. So first of all, I'm just going to rasterize the type, and I'm going to grab the polygon lasso tool just to kind of go around the A and just cut it out. And I'm going to hide the A for now. And I don't think I'm going to use the A to integrate it, so I'm going to create my own A. So what I'm going to do is create a new layer above the Y. And I want kind of the part of the A following this nice cutted edge right here. So I'm going to grab the pen tool, and I'm going to click right here and right here like that. So the edge is the same, and I'm going to control and click, and I'm going to drag a guide down just so I know it's even, or shift click, sorry, I should say. And with shift click, you can make the lines all straight. So you have something like that, and I'm going to go to fill path and fill it black. And now I'm just going to move this layer out a little bit like that. So you can see that it kind of looks like I extended the Y a bit, and you'll see now what I'm going to do to make it look more like an A. So I'm going to create a new layer again, and I'm going to drag my guides down just so I know I'm all even. This part of the Y. So like so, and then I'm going to drag a rectangle out, something around there. We can always adjust it later just by transforming it. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to clear the guides again. Now, basically what I'm going to do is kind of create an A shape. So I'm going to, and I actually didn't leave it down in the wrong layer. So I'm going to have to go back and create a new layer and do that again. So the rectangle layer is on a separate layer, like so. And then now I'm just going to Control T and just drag it so it's aligned with this. It'll snap on automatically. So you have something like that. And what I'm going to do is create a simple shape for an A. And as we kind of all know, an A is kind of like straight and down. So I'm just going to duplicate this rectangle layer right here. Just simply clicking Control J, and I'm going to rotate it by doing Control T, just rotating it like so, like that. And I'm going to kind of create a similar, or kind of like an A shape. And as you can see, I'm just cutting this part out 1 sec. And yeah, so I kind of created an A shape, and you can kind of tell that's an A, but at first glance you can't really see it. So what I'm going to do is merge these two layers, the two rectangle layers. I'm going to merge them together, and I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and go to Perspective, I'm gonna drag the A layer, something like that. Click OK. And right now, and then as you can see now, we have more of an A like that. Or at least it's a half A, but obviously, you want your logos to look a bit more abstract. At least I like that. So that's how you can kind of use the pen tool or not the pen tool, just use rectangles and just create a cool shape like that. And just check the time. Okay, so I think that's about it. So I hope you learned a little bit from this tutorial. Um, I try to explain it as much as I can. I mean, this took me a couple tries, so I did kind of plan this out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys learned something. And for now, I'll see you guys later.